Country road.
Woo!
Okay. Good evening. Good evening. Good evening. I've been here for 24 hours waiting for Emily. Oh, just
Right?
woken up. Just woken up. Anyway,
Sometimes
cheers.
it's good to wait, right?
Mm,
Hopefully it's worth the
yeah.
wait, Steve.
Oh, yeah. Everybody's worth a wait these days. Yes. Don't worry about it. I'm always waiting. Yes. I'm always waiting. Yeah. Good evening, everybody. Welcome. And don't forget, if you've got any messages, put them in the left hand corner. Yeah. You know it by now. I don't want to keep on telling you it because it's just a waste of time, you know. Anyway, thank you very much for all your best wishes to me today. Thank you very much. Um, and thank you. I really, really like to say thank you to everybody for for all that. Anyway, um, guess who we got back? Troublemaker tonight.
Yeah.
Yeah, she is. Hello, Ems. You alright?
Hey, yeah. Thanks for being flexible with me this week. I appreciate it.
It's okay. It's okay. Don't worry about it. You're okay. Don't worry. You know, we all have problems, and yeah.
Yeah,
Anyway,
it's all about being in the moment. And yesterday was a rough day for me. And so Steve and I chatted and decided we would um, try for today instead. And so I'm really glad that we were able to make this work because this is the last day that we'll be at the lake cottage. So I wanted to make sure to be able to do, and I don't know if you guys can hear, but Steve, you have to tell me if you can hear, but we've got like major waves outside today.
oh look at that.
Can you hear it?
Oh, I can hear it. I think you're gonna have a I think the waves are gonna rustle over your cabin.
I
You know.
know. Yeah, actually, it was a big storm yesterday, and so it's still pretty wavy today.
Yes.
But it's actually perfect because I have a little poem that I wanted to share that has to do with storms and all of that. Just bouncing off of yesterday, I was thinking a lot about being in present moment, of course, right? And what does that mean? And because I'm thinking about that a lot, and I started to wonder about us having the tendency, and I'll speak for myself, having the tendency to want to fix things for myself, fix things for other people. And Steve, I know that with everything that you're doing, you know, you want to be there to help people and all of that. And that's so good, right? Like it's really, really good. And it's good to give people tools, and it's good to give people hope and to do all of those things to help support other people and then to help support ourselves. And that's everything that I'm doing, and I know it's a lot of what you do here with Crossroads and all of that. But for me there's another side. I don't want to say but there's another side to fixing or being a fixer. And it's someone like me who has a tendency to get anxiety pretty easily. So if I'm feeling uncomfortable in a situation, or if I'm feeling angry or upset, feeling like I need to fix that, right, and to feel better. And then another thing would be, like, for me would be perfectionism. So if it's not perfect, then that means kind of like it needs to be fixed. So I've been thinking about this word fixed and being a fixer a lot. And so what I wanted to talk about today, and actually this little rock, I don't know if you can see, but it's a little heart. We found it on our beach. So it's a little heart rock.
Oh,
It's really skinny too. Isn't that
yes,
funny?
yes,
So
yes. I'll
go.
tell you what happened. I'll tell you what that is.
What
I
is
was
it?
going along your beach once, and I lost my heart there. Can I have it back, please?
Yeah, here.
Thank you.
There you go. Um, so actually, the story that I'm going to tell has to do with this heart. And I feel like it's a really good illustration because when I first, um, well, when I tell you the story, so when I was in the story, when this happened to me, I felt very uncomfortable at first because it was a new thing for me. So very often when we're doing something new or we're doing something different, we can feel uncomfortable. And that's actually kind of what I want to talk about because what I have found and what I'm trying to get the message out about is that really ultimately in our nature and how we came into this world, we actually don't need to be fixed. And so much of my own personal anxiety, towards myself was because I believed that, I was broken in some way or that kind of thing. And I actually wanted to share a quote before I share my story because it all goes together. Malcolm Forbes, he was a businessman in the 20th century. He said, too many people overvalue what they are not and undervalue what they are. And that just came to me today. I just read that quote today, and it was exactly what I wanted to share tonight. So I was super excited about that. So let me just read it again. Too many people overvalue what they are not and undervalue what they are. And so for me, what that means is and it's actually been proven that humans focus or have a negative bias. So that means that we're going to focus more on, for example, negative things that people say to us. So or say comments on social media. That's a really easy one. So say you're on social media and you have 100 positive comments, and always you have positive comments like, Steve, you're great, you're doing a great job, oh, this is a great picture, looks like you're having so much fun, like all these different things. So you have, and it happens to me too. And then all of a sudden one person says something that either is like really rude or even just a little bit critical. And for me, and it actually is a human thing, that we value that or we weight that more heavily, that one comment, than the hundreds that we've had that are positive. And this really plays in for me, this whole idea of undervaluing what we are and who we are, and overvaluing what we're not. So what ends up happening, right, is we tend to compare ourselves. And actually, I'm not even really going to talk about comparison today because that could be a whole topic that we could definitely talk about because I've explored a lot about that. But when we compare ourselves to other people, there's only a couple of outcomes. Either we compare ourselves and we find that we're lacking, and then that maybe makes us feel bad about ourselves, or we compare ourselves and we find that we're better than that person, and that could lead to ego and pride and all kinds of things, or think that person's less than us or whatever. So there's very interesting things. So that all plays into this whole idea of us thinking that we're lacking or that we need to be fixed in some way. And so that's where I want to share about my little stone and my story. So I went to my first women's retreat, and it's actually a friend of mine that leads these retreats. And it's a women's retreat, and we sit in a circle. It's usually a small group of people, maybe 5 to 10 women. And very often we will be sharing like how we're doing, what's going on in our lives. And then sometimes there's a topic. And so we'll share about that. But my friend has what she calls a talking stone. And the talking stone is given to the person that's going to be speaking next. So say it's me, and I'm going to be sharing how I'm doing. And say I start sharing about something and I'm like really angry about something, or I'm really sad about something, so I start crying. Well, the interesting thing about the talking stone is that no one is allowed to speak unless they have the stone, and we're actually not allowed to even like touch the person, comfort the person. So say someone is crying, and so very often and this is just a cultural thing, we're we feel like we need to do something, like we need to help that person, we need to fix something, we need to, touch them, hug them. And I'm not saying that that's not okay. I'm just saying this was a really interesting practice for me, because usually when someone is crying and you're in a group, very often the other people can feel uncomfortable, especially if they're not used to that type of behavior, and someone expressing themselves in a really vulnerable way. And so for me, I had to learn to be quiet, be still. And the whole practice really is to allow that person the space to express themselves fully, to be in the moment, to feel emotions, whatever they are, anger, sadness, um, gratitude, whatever the emotions are, and to be okay with that. And so I really think about that a lot with the talking stone, and the fact that, what if, instead of feeling uncomfortable by others' expressions of extreme emotions, we were able to just allow them the space to express those things and just be quiet. And obviously, if they're asking for something, to give them something that they need, but just really practicing a space of allowing. And I know that I'm still working on that. And so the reason why I wanted to bring this up today is because I decided that I wanted to practice that with myself, and really just letting myself be in a space of, it doesn't need to be fixed. And so this is the really subtle piece of my be the moment process that I wanted to share. So, we worked through the process together, and I've talked about it a lot, and it's actually available. It's free. So I can share more later of how to get that. You can go to my website to get that. Um, but the really subtle piece of the be the moment process is, yes, you can be agitated, or you can be stressed out, and you can be in a space that you don't particularly like, and you kind of want to quote unquote fix. And so you can enter into the process of present moment and breathe, and you can feel better. And so you can have a shift, definitely, in how you're feeling. But what if that wasn't the goal? What if that wasn't the entire reason of why you were doing that? What if you were actually going to enter in, and I'll speak for myself, what I very often will do, because I have this tendency to try to fix things and try to fix myself and try to say, why is this happening? Why do I feel this way? How can I fix this? It's just a natural tendency that I have. But so I have to be really deliberate about it. So very often I'll go into the space, the be the moment space, the present moment, and I'll say, okay, I'm I'm just going in as I am, how I feel, what I'm thinking, whether it's like angry thoughts or sad thoughts or all of the things. And I'm just going to go and be there. I'm just going to be. And my friend knows I have a tendency to really want to quote unquote fix things, even when I'm trying to be like mindful and all those things. And she'll say, Emilie, stop trying, just be. And so that's just really what I wanted to share today. Is it's a really subtle thing, but it actually makes a big difference for me, at least, that if I can move into a space and just be like, whatever I am right now is what I am, however I'm feeling is how I'm feeling. I'm not going to try to fix myself, change anything. I'm not going to look for any answers of how to fix this. I'm not going to look for any reasons of why I feel this way. It just is what it is right now. And sometimes we know, right? I mean, like sometimes you know exactly why you're upset, and sometimes you don't. And just allowing the space. And so the message for me is, and what I wanted to share is, we don't need to be fixed. And so for me, present moment awareness and plugging into that and connecting to present moment and breathing allows me to remember that that nothing needs to be fixed. Everything is okay, and everything's happening in the perfect way that it needs to happen. And so I have a saying that I say that everything is always working out for me. And so even when I don't feel like it is, or when I'm confused by things that are happening in my life, because you have situations that happen in your life. You have circumstances, you have other people that do things that you're confused about. Like, I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't have done that thing, or I wouldn't have chose to do it that way. So I'm confused. So I really tell myself a lot. That's one of my mantras, actually, is everything is always working out for me. And the other one is to be gentle with myself. And that goes back to what I'm sharing today, is the idea of not trying to fix anything, because that approach or that belief that we need to fix something implies that there's actually something broken. And I'm saying that there may not be something broken. It may just be how it is. And so the other thing I wanted to share was this poem that my friend said. I don't know if her cousin wrote it or what, but it was perfect. And it actually goes to the waves outside and the storm that's been happening. So I don't think that anything happens by accident. So I feel like the storm and the waves that I've been feeling in myself in relation to my life and what's going on, it's reflected by what's happening outside right now. So I thought it was really beautiful that she said this poem. It says, "Conserve your strength, my children. You cannot stop the storm. You cannot still the waves. Do only those things that must be done, but only if those things can be done. Then seek to do no more." So I love that. I'm going to read it one more time. "Conserve your strength, my children. You cannot stop the storm. You cannot still the waves. Do only those things that must be done, but only if those things can be done. Then seek to do no more." So I love that, just because yeah, sometimes we can't stop the storm. Sometimes it just happens. Sometimes there's waves, and we can't do anything. And the other piece that I really love about that is to do things if they must be done, but then only if we can do them. And how I interpret that is, very often we tend to say that we need to do something, or we must do something, or we have to do something, or we should do something. So we have all these qualifiers on the different things in our life. And I've talked about this before, different demands that we have in our life, and the different demands that we put on ourselves, and the different demands that we think that maybe other people have put on us. And so sorting through that a little bit and sifting through that a little bit and deciding, if I am feeling like I'm in a storm, and if there are waves and I'm feeling a little, out of sorts or under the weather, like I was yesterday, Steve, you know how I was yesterday because we talked. If you are feeling like that, just being really gentle with yourself and saying, okay, I'm feeling a little under the weather, or I'm feeling a little depleted energy wise, or I'm feeling a little, emotional, whatever the things might be. And also, are there things that I really must do today? And are there things that maybe I think I must do that I don't really have to do today, that I can do them another day? Or maybe there's another way I can do them. And the beauty in all of that is just allowing ourselves to just be, and to just be okay on days that maybe we're not feeling 100%, because those days happen, right? I mean, it's funny because I know a few people have commented here and asked, "Hey, Emily, are you just happy all the time?" And I'm like, well, no, actually. And I used to be a lot not happy, until I was really able to understand how to be in a healthy place and to really understand what I needed. And that came for me from the present moment awareness. Um, but at the same time, I'm definitely, quote unquote, happier now. And I don't know if that's necessarily a goal. It definitely is nice to feel better more of the time, for sure. I really, really value that. But it's so interesting because I really don't feel like I'm making myself be happy. I'm actually just allowing myself to be. And just honoring myself where I'm at and and that calms down my anxiety, that calms down my negative thoughts that I have about myself, that calms down my perfectionism. And that allows me, and I do know that I have those tendencies. And so I'm aware of that. And so I have like little tools in place. And so yesterday, Steve, when I was having a rough day and I felt like I was trying to like fix it, and so I felt better, I reached out to my friend that knows that I struggle with this. And she was like, stop trying. I was like, oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. That's why I'm feeling so upset about this. And just allowing and moving into a space of believing that actually I don't need to be fixed and nothing needs to be fixed. Everything is going to be okay and everything is going to work out. And yeah, so that's just what I've been thinking about and that's my story of my little stone.
Uh, I tell you what, my wife can tell you this. I'm going to tell you something now. I love every single person. I haven't even met you. I haven't met um, most of the people who come on here. But the trouble was, yesterday I really felt for you, and I
Mm.
came up here. I really felt for you, and my wife. Honestly, uh, my wife can tell you. I came up here and I was really in tears, and I was thinking to myself, I hope she's okay.
Mm-hmm.
And the trouble is, sometimes we do go through quite a bit in our lives. We do. We get our ups, we get our downs, and everything, and we come to a point
Yeah.
where sometimes we've had enough, and things are not going right for us each day. And sometimes if we're married, sometimes that could be. I'm lucky because I've got a gorgeous wife, wonderful wife, and she's my boss. You know, and I can
Yeah.
tell you right now, if I've got to make one bad move and she knows about it, all right? Okay, so, but what I'm trying to say is this, that she knows when I'm down, and and I know when she's down. And sometimes, you know, when we kind of like do get down and we're in a horrible place, all you got to think of is about the people who want you to be in a higher place. Do you get what I'm trying to say? Like your
Yeah,
children, like your family, your friends
definitely.
around you.
Yeah, definitely. And it's really interesting. Thank you for sharing that, and I really appreciate you being there for me yesterday and just being kind. Um, and I don't really. I try. Let me say this. I try not to. There's that word try, but I try not to. I always am hoping that I can be honest and come to the table just honestly. And that's what I did yesterday when I talked to you.
Yeah,
That's, you could just see, like, honestly, I was not trying to act like I wasn't okay.
yeah.
Or
No,
I
no.
was okay because I wasn't.
You were. I was gonna kind of like, I was gonna get one of our counsellors to kind of like speak to you. That's
Yeah.
how far I went. But I thought, no, you need to talk to your husband and let me. And when you came back and said that, everything's calmed down a bit now, I thought,
Yeah.
right, that's it.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
um,
And it's really interesting because definitely, when we feel like that, and that's actually the piece that I really wanted to also focus on today. So I'm glad that led the conversation in this direction because when you have a message like I do, which is a message of hope and a message of positivity, and that you can be happy and you can find your true self and you can find self-love and all of those things that I 100% believe in, there can be a tendency to have it seem like it's too good to be true, or like
mm,
rosy sunshine, happy sunshine.
yeah,
And
yeah,
so when people have said that to me, and it's fine, like it's fine if people say, oh, are you always happy, Emilie? And I'm actually like, no, I'm not, because I'm a human and this is real life. And I've actually even posted a few YouTube videos back in the past a little bit where I posted them in a lower place, and I've been like, I'm in a rough patch right now, this I'm having a really hard time.
yeah,
Because, and the reason why is, and I know you'll totally relate to this, Steve, because I know this is what you're one of the things that you're trying to do with this programming is to let people know that they're not alone when they feel that way, that that's a normal way to feel and it's a human way to feel. And when you see someone like me talking and sharing and being happy and grateful and all of that, that's really, really good, and that's a hopeful message. But also then understanding, I'm still human and I have my low times, and that's actually the low time for me, and the low times that I have periodically, like I did yesterday, are the reasons why I found this tool. So it was through the challenges and the low time that I found this tool that works for me that I'm sharing. It wasn't because my life was perfect, happy, happy sunshine. And
No,
so
no.
it's
The trouble is, every one of us, we get our bad times and good times.
yeah,
You know, I've
yeah.
been here. I've been on here. Actually, some I can't remember who it was, but someone was bringing some stuff up and talking about mental health and suicidal and all sorts of things. And I just actually came out in tears. I tell you what, the tears are just pouring
Mm,
out of me because I was being I was being released. That's what I was being. And
wow.
the trouble is, this is what it's all about. You know,
Hmm.
I've cried, I've laughed, I've argued with people in an interview on here. You know, and when people see the genuine, it's like yesterday when you said, Steve, are you going to keep this video? And I said to you, no, I'm not going to keep that video. Right now, now the trouble is, right? You know, I could keep that and show the really good side of you, right?
Hmm.
But at the end of the day, um, everybody wants to see the good, the bad, and the ugly. Say, you
Right.
get what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
They want to see everything. And the
Right.
trouble is, everybody can do what they want on here, right?
Yeah.
But all what I want in return is people to kind of like tell a story, tell us it is. Don't beat around the bush, right? Because it's all about helping people on here. That's all I want to do is help people to kind of like get their lives probably sorted out or whatever, or be in
Mm.
a good place, and not where I've been
Hmm.
on that bridge.
Right. Yeah.
You get what I'm trying to say?
Yeah, you're hoping to help people to not have to go to that really dark place,
Yeah, yeah,
right? Yeah.
yeah.
Like
But
that there's other options.
yeah, of course, yeah. So 4
Yeah.
years ago, when I was to that place, when people used to phone me up and say, Steve, you know, talk to me, Steve, you
Mm.
know, before I even started this. And I remember one particular time I said, I've had enough. And I went to a bridge, you know, and, you know, thank God that people there were, you know, told me to get off the bridge. And
Mhm.
okay, because I was down and, you know, I was really, really down, really, really low because I wanted to change my life there and then, you know, I'm sorry, but I believe, because I believe in God, I felt that it was God's doing, no one else's, because who else would know that I'm there,
Yeah. Right.
right?
Mhm.
Except for Michelle, right? And around about when I got pulled down the thingy, the police turned up and said, "Oh, you're Stephen. Your wife was worried about you." And she got the police and onto me. So every one of us in life, right? It's got two sides to the story, right?
Yes.
And the trouble is, if you come on one day and you feel low, I'm not going to stop broadcasting. I'm going to show people what the person you are, right? Because I'll do that. It's because I don't want to see people. I don't want people on here going, "Oh, this is me all the time."
Right.
Right? Do you get what I'm trying to say?
Yeah, no, it's definitely
Uh,
a fine line for sure.
Yeah. But I
Yeah.
only time I will stop it, like yesterday, is the time when I said, "Sorry, Ems, but I don't think I'm going to carry on with this because there was a point where I saw in your face that you just couldn't handle it. It was just that you were come to a point
Mm.
where I don't want to be here.
Right. I
Do you
think
get
you're
what I'm
and
trying
you
to say?
yeah, no, you were right. You're right
Yeah,
about that
yeah,
for sure.
yeah.
Yeah.
And I actually kind of like briefed
You had to
her.
make a decision.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
it was. I think it was the right one.
Yeah. Well,
I'm
it
not
is what
perfect all the
happened.
time.
No, it is what happened. And I'm actually really thankful that I had some more time to spend like self care and taking care of myself today. I had a pretty quiet day and I was pretty, just thinking a lot about um, why does it feel this way and that kind of thing. And really just like I shared today, just being in that space of allowing myself to just be and not having to do anything and be okay in the storm and be okay with the waves. And it helped me, like not doing the broadcast yesterday helped me to really spend time just thinking about it and realizing that what I really wanted to get out of my
Mm,
time, what I was working through, was to just be okay with what is. And
yeah.
that's the message I have for
I got a
everyone.
message. I got a message for you here.
Tell
Right.
me.
Someone's left me a few messages.
Oh,
Right.
cool.
Here we go.
Here we go.
This is from the radio. I was listening yesterday and I saw Steve cut the interview out.
Hmm.
Um, I understand why at that moment in time, but let me say something to you. At the end of the day, we're all human beings. We don't have to go around putting a smile on our face. At the end of the day, sometimes it's best to show our emotions to get everything out of us. I believe that every one of us has got a journey, and you have got a wonderful journey. You're a special person. You have touched many people's lives on Steve's program here, and I hope this will continue for the future. I believe such a person like you, who has got a care in art and believes that you want to help other people. Before you start saying things, just remember this: you're human. You are loved by all. Here you go. You all right?
Yeah, no, that's beautiful. Thank you so much. That was perfect. I don't have anything I can say except for thank you. Beautiful words. True words. Thank you.
Okay. You want me to carry on?
Sure.
You sure?
Yeah.
You're not getting drowned up there in tears and everything, are you?
Well, and if I cry, I cry. It's
Yeah,
fine.
yeah. Okay. Okay.
I
I
cry
am.
a lot. It's just the
I
way it
am.
is.
I felt emotion for you yesterday. It came across really concerning. I'm glad that Steve cut you off. It wasn't done purposely. It was done because he cares.
Hmm.
Steve is a wonderful soul. Sometimes he does get a bit of a he is a bit of a pain in the backside, but we all love him on here. Um, and I know that he thinks of you quite a bit because you're part of his show and you're helping a lots of people too. And we are glad for you to be here. I've been following Steve from the start, and I can tell you something now. Steve is a wonderful soul, and he cares. Yesterday, yesterday you could see that he was not in a good place after you were not also in a good place. Just
Mm.
remember, you are loved and cared for. And if you ever need somewhere to cry on, come back on here, and we'll all give you our shoulders. Oh, that's nice.
Oh wow, thank you.
There you go. I've
Wow,
got loads. I've got loads.
this is so amazing. Wow.
There's some short ones here. Let me. I don't know if I'm getting long ones, short ones,
I
whatever.
love it all. It's
Um,
awesome.
I am. I hope you don't mind me calling you Ems.
Nope.
Don't worry about it. I'll call you anything, me. You know.
Yep.
Don't I? Yeah, yeah. Um, Yesterday was difficult for you. We all go through difficult times. Don't not worry. Ask Steve. He's been through some really tough times, but he's come out of it. I'm still going through some times at this moment in time. That's why he did this to keep going.
Mhm.
If he didn't have this and or Michelle, he would have been gone by now. But thank God that we got people like him to share to share his story and to share other people's stories too. Did you know many people have been saved by Steve's programs in the past? Oh, thank you, guys.
Wow.
Um, um, but also, at the end of the day, when you came back on, you brought a smiling face, a lot of knowledge. Keep going because at the end of the day, we all want to be in the moment.
Love it. Thank you.
So there's those. I will. What to do? I will try to email them over to you.
Oh, that would be lovely.
All right.
Thanks, everybody. I love how this community just rose up and is supporting and lifting me up and saying wonderful things about you. It just shows that you've built an amazing community here, and I'm
Uh,
really thankful to be able to be a small part of it. Thanks,
uh, you,
everybody.
no, you've done quite well. You got your own following, you know, on here.
Oh,
Everybody
cool.
loves you. Um, Steve, would it be possible if you can tell me where I can find Emily's book? Yeah, it's on a website, and the details is down the bottom in the green thing here. So go
Yeah.
down there for that. Um, Steve, would it be possible if you stick me in a suitcase if you're going over there anytime? I'd love to meet her. I think she's so sweet.
That'd be fun.
Uh, yeah, yeah. Let's have a minibus, guys, so we can go all over. Uh, um,
Who knows? Maybe someday I'll come over there.
yes, you never know. You never know. Well,
Yeah, I've got
yeah.
family there.
When we go over, what we do, we come over and bring her back in our suitcase. Yeah, okay.
Okay.
Yeah, or a paper bag or something. Um, we chop her in the bits and we'll put it together when we get back. Um, Hi Steve, what are you doing for Halloween? Are we doing any shows on Halloween? No, we're not. Guys, you know what I think about Halloween. Please don't start about Halloween with me. We were going to do something, and have we got anything planned for Halloween? No, no, we haven't. No, sorry, we don't. We don't celebrate Halloween. Because I'm a Christian, I don't believe in the. What else is there? Steve, would it be possible if you could tell me more about Emily? What do you want to know, guys? Does she have a website? Yes, she has a website. We can give you her website. That's not a problem. And she's also on our website, and it's a bit of a feature about that on our website too. Um, how long has Emily been with you now? I've never seen her on before. God, she's been with us now for 3, 4 months.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So I can't understand why you haven't seen her because she's always on our website. She's on YouTube. She's all over the place. She gets around, you know, and she even swims in the lake sometimes after a show. But I don't think she's going to be swimming.
Not today. There's
Not.
actually like logs and stuff floating in the water today. I'm not going out there.
Did you go? So did you go back home today then?
Well, so probably tomorrow.
Right.
This is the
Okay.
last show that when I'll be here. But
Yeah.
I'll probably go back tomorrow to the
Yeah.
house.
All right. Okay. Okay. So
Yeah.
so you just go over there during the like winter months, do you?
Yeah.
Yeah. Then you come back again during the
Yeah, we
summer.
go back to the forest. So you'll probably see the forest next time. I do the show on next Tuesday.
Yeah.
And then we'll come back here in the summer.
So you go to the haunted forest.
Yeah. I hope it's not haunted, but
It is.
I love it.
Well, it will be. Anybody got an helicopter? I'll go over there and spook her. No, I wasn't sure. No, no. What else is there? Would it be possible if we can kind of put things like different what topics on each week on Facebook or your website, Steve? What Emily's doing, so we can all follow her. That's a good idea, guys. But the trouble is, you don't even know what you're talking about sometimes, do you? From
Me?
week to week. Yeah,
No, I don't because it's usually the things that are happening for me like right in that moment.
yeah,
That's like that day. So
yeah.
Steve doesn't usually even know until
I ain't got a
we
clue.
talk about it that day.
Yeah, I don't even. I haven't got a clue. I do
Sometimes it's
this.
a complete surprise for everybody, like yesterday.
Don't worry about it. Yesterday's gone.
Yesterday was yesterday. It's not present moment, so
It's not the present moment. No.
doesn't count.
No. Steve, when are you and Charlie Chaplin? Charlie Chaplin? Are you on about me and what's his name? Mark. If you're on about me and Mark, we're back on again next Monday. Everybody calls us Lord and Oddie, me and Mark, because we mess us about quite a bit on
Oh,
Facebook.
cute.
And oh, it's so funny, it's unbelievable. No, it's not Charlie Chaplin, but yeah. What else is there? Steve, would it be possible if when you can tell me when Emily's back again? She's on Tuesdays she's on 9 o'clock UK time. Yeah. And what's the topic next week? We, someone else just asked me that. We don't know.
Probably present moment.
Yeah, probably the present moment, the moment that she's in.
Be the moment.
Yeah. Oh yes, I know what it is.
What is it?
It's Emily sitting by a fire while her old man's chopping wood.
Oh, we could do
Yeah.
that.
She gets her old man to chop wood while she sits back.
Yeah, I don't know if you guys have seen, but he's been walking around out here working while I'm sitting here talking.
Yeah, see what it's like. He's a slave driver.
I did some work today.
Did you?
I had to pack up, get ready to go.
Oh, you have to do all the packing, do you?
Yeah.
Oh.
It's not bad.
Go, guys. Where's the flag? Oh, yeah, still the flag's still
it's there. Still there. Or wait,
yeah.
over
there. There. Not there. Over there. Anyway, what else is there? A couple more guys, and then I've got it's loads of them. God. What is it? Can you say happy birthday to Maria? And she's all the way from Toronto.
Oh, cool! Happy birthday, Maria. That's just I'm just south of you. If you're in Toronto. Cool. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday. Happy birthday. Yes. Steve, would it be possible if you could say hello to Ross for me? She's all the way from Scotland. Hello, Ross. How are you? And Tony wants to know. Hi, Emily. Oh, this is a good question. Hi, Emily. Your log cabin looks very nice. Who has it during the winter? Do you have any bears around there?
Ooh. Well, it's a seasonal cottage, so we have to actually close it up. It doesn't have any insulation or heating or anything like that. So nobody's here in the winter. I don't even think you can get down here if it snows, because it snows quite a bit up here. And there aren't any bears down by the lake, really. Sometimes where we live up in the hills, we live up in a forest, and sometimes there's black bears up there. Not very often, but sometimes.
Yes. Yeah, you can see black bears up there. Yes.
Yeah.
She dresses her old man up as a bear, and he goes around picking up wood for the fire. I like winding them up. Right, okay, guys. What else is there? What's it like living where you are? If you're living in the forest, isn't it scary? If it's miles out of the city? That's a good question.
Yeah, it is a good question because we moved from a city near Seattle on the West Coast. And when we moved here, there's no streetlights out in the country. So it's pitch black. And it took some getting used to. I mean, we've been here about 25 years now, but it took some getting used to, and it was a little scary at first. Yeah, because it's just pitch black.
So where you are, do you have any? You must have electric, don't you?
Yeah, we've got all the things.
But you haven't got no heating.
Oh, here?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we have like an electric heater that you plug into the wall, but there's no like heating. Yeah, and we have our fireplace. That's why my husband has to chop the wood.
Yeah.
To keep me warm.
To keep her warm, yeah. They have water bottles at night, guys.
That's a good idea.
Yeah, they stick bottles in their oven. What was this? Two other questions. Do you ever go fishing in your lake is there any fish in your lake? Good question.
Yeah, there is. There is actually. There's a lot of people that do fish. I don't really like fishing. My grandpa used to take me out fishing, and I just didn't like it. But people fish.
Yeah. When you're not when you're not looking after your place and you're sunbathing in the lake, what do you like doing in your spare time?
Oh, well, I love walking outside. That's one of my favorite things to do. And in the winter, I love snowshoeing. And then I love dancing.
Right. Can you dance?
Me?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I've danced my whole life. Yeah.
What do you dance to?
Well, I'm a ballet dancer. But then I also, just do all different kinds of dance, like just fun dancing, just like silly dancing or whatever. But I also do ballet.
Are you a bit of a party dancer?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Right. Okay.
One of my favorite new things, well, they haven't done it since COVID, but before COVID was silent disco. Have you ever done that?
Silent disco?
Yeah. Do you know what that is?
Well, you just dance.
Well, so everybody has headphones on where they hear the music. And but you're in, like we did outside, but there are like 100 people and everyone has their, so if you walk by, all you see is everyone dancing in complete silence, but everybody can hear the music, and you can pick, like there were 3 DJs and you could pick on a channel and you could listen to one of the 3 DJs, and so the people within a silent disco could also be dancing to a different song. So it looks kind of funny, but it's really, really fun. It's silly, but it's fun. So that's like, I love that. So I'm hoping that comes back because, they haven't done it since COVID, but I'm hoping that they start doing it again.
Right, because
that was fun.
So what they do is they all their headphones, yeah, and they started doing dancing and stuff.
Yeah? Yep. So it looks like it's silent when you're watching it, like if you're just a spectator, but if you're actually doing the silent disco, then you actually can hear the music. It's kind of silly, but it's fun.
Right.
I love it.
So no, I think it's a bit, So yeah. So what do you actually dance to then when you're doing that then?
To the silent disco?
Yeah.
Oh, I mean, all sorts of things. So it depends on the DJ, like what kind of music, but sometimes like it'll be 80s music. Sometimes it's like, electronic dance club music, disco music. It could be anything. It could be any kind of dance music.
Right.
It's really fun.
That's really good. Before we go, I want to show you a video. This is you dancing.
Oh no.
Or is it?
You're wondering, who is the best dancer in zombies? I think we all know it's me. And I challenge you two to a 3-way dance battle. I have brought some very special guest judges to help decide.
All right, so to get started, you're all gonna dance to Fired Up from Zombies 1. Sounds easy, right?
Yeah. Can you guys do the Fired Up dance, but in flippers?
What?
Nothing's getting our way. Hey, let me hear you say we're fired up. You're fired up. We're fired up. Nothing's gonna get in our way. Oh, come on, let me hear you say we're fired up.
There you go.
That's funny.
Yeah,
I don't know how you got that footage.
And thank you very much for joining us tonight. Thank you so much.
Thanks, everybody. Thanks, Steve.
Thank you so much. We'll see Emily next week. Don't forget, guys,
Sounds good.
On Tuesday around about 9 o'clock, and she'll be here. And thank you so much.
Good night. Thanks, everybody, for the kind words. Bye. Bye.